in the electronics area at the distribution center, where we'll take a look at how our electronics techs process the items you send to us as we strive to be as sustainable as possible, while remaining compliant to the surplus policy and ensuring that data doesn't get off the campus. The first step is sorting. Despite our request to group similar small items together, as it helps us effectively process surplus items more quickly, we get boxes with all kinds of interesting items dumped into them. And as you can see, books are not part of the electronics, and so we sort. Sure, this slows us down, which slows down our ability to get to the next disposal. However, we do what we need to do, and it starts with sorting, not only here in electronics, but also in the back warehouse. Next is evaluating the items for resale versus breaking them down to recycle the components. Each item is checked to verify its condition and whether it works. For example, monitors are checked for scratches and cleaned. Then we ensure that they're working. Projectors are fired up, the display is checked, and the number of hours the equipment has been used is noted on a spec sheet that's attached to it. Computers undergo a similar review. Step 1 is to plug them in and see if they're working. Next, we'll be filling out a label to serve as a spec sheet. The label is going to indicate the type of processor, the RAM, and how big the hard drive is. The sticker is prepared and attached to each computer that's deemed valuable for resale. Electronics we can't sell are torn apart. Hard drives are pulled and either wiped and sold, or they are destroyed. If you recall the policy reviewed in the first module of the course, we must wipe anything that stores memory to Department of Defense standards, DoD standards. If we're unable to do that, it's destroyed. Even if someone in your department has already erased the data or wiped the memory, we'll do it again. As gatekeepers for electronics leaving the campus, it's our job, and as you can see, we do quite a bit of this. After dismantling items that can't be sold, the parts are sorted into metals, plastics, memory, and such. Some parts are saved to help rebuild salvageable computers. RAM is sorted in size, 1, 2, 4, and 8 gigs, for example, so it can be packaged in bulk groups for sale. For example, we can package 35 pounds of RAM, then list it online, sell it, and potentially ship it to the buyer if they're outside of the area. This again increases sustainability numbers for CU Boulder as we keep items out of the landfill. These boxes are pieces and parts of electronics that have been torn apart and sorted into metals, plastics, etc. Yes, all this checking and sorting and recycling costs money. However, 100% of the university's surplus electronics are diverted from landfill by our staff. That's approximately 260,000 pounds a year, as electronics are easily our biggest category of disposed items. Once full, the large boxes go up into the racks to wait, and once the racks are full, we have a recycler come and pick everything up. That is a lot of recycling. We get electronics so frequently that when they first arrive, the warehouse team places them on pallets that are wrapped and put into the racks to be stored until the electronics team can pull them down for processing. Many of our computers are listed online. However, they are also for sale to the public, to you. If you're in the market for a used computer, contact us. If someone is retiring, they can arrange to purchase their work computer. Just be sure to contact us and make those arrangements as you enter the disposal into the asset management platform. All property leaving campus, including electronics, must come here first. Some things are sold a pallet at a time to effectively clear inventory. When those items are ready to go, they are also put on a pallet wrapped in plastic and lifted into the racking for storage until it's time to sell them. As computers that are sold or recycled leave campus, one key component to data security is knowing which computers were properly disposed of through surplus property and then wiped here to Department of Defense standards. Or, if we can't sell them, broken down and destroyed. Tracking computers and anything that holds memory is accomplished through the serial number. It is important to note that property accounting and IT also use the serial number to track these types of assets. For this reason, computers, servers, hard drives, and tablets require serial numbers to be entered into AssetWorks. This also allows us to track your proper disposal of the item. Yes, it's an extra step for you, but it also safeguards you, the department, and the university against a data breach. However, like anything, it's garbage in and garbage out. If the data entered into the serial number field in AMP is not correct, the integrity of the system breaks down when questions are raised, and they'll come back to the department. The software checks to ensure the serial number is unique to the system, so you'll want to be sure that you enter the correct one. No typos, please. If a computer really doesn't have a serial number because it was built on site, or your serial number is rejecting, contact us. We'll help you figure it out. As the person responsible for disposing of property for your department, a little extra care entering the serial number will be well worth your time, as we'll be able to provide proof on your behalf that the asset was properly disposed of if questions are raised later. And to be quite blunt, NA, or a fake serial number, means questions will be coming back to you, and that is never fun. Apple products are popular and easy to sell. Here are some hints for maximizing sales price and potential for return of proceeds to your department. Contact OIT to advise of the disposal and have them remove the CU restrictive software. You'll be asking them to remove Apple School Management. The easiest thing to do is to email them and ask that they remove serial number XYZ from the remote management program as the item is being transferred to Property Services for disposal. If you skip this step, we'll take care of it, but it slows down processing and pickup of transfers in queue. Add logons and passwords to the notes sections of the asset. If we can't access the computer, we have to dispose of it, which decreases campus sustainability, as well as costs more for breakdown, destruction, and recycling. Remove the lock code from the phone if it has one, or add it to the notes field so we can remove it for you. Remove the Apple ID if there's one associated with the item. This is the email address and the password that the user has registered with Apple. If you skip these steps, you're likely eliminating the potential for your department to receive money back from the sale of the asset. Let's face it, Apple products are popular. People buy them at a higher dollar value than other things, but they can't buy something that we can't access and wipe to DoD standards. In the next video, we'll show you how to add passwords and lock codes to the asset record.